vote cast not in favor of Clark went to Angel Reese. The vote kept Clark from becoming the WNBA's 5th ever unanimous rookie.
Who was the voter? Do you know? Anybody know?
Oh, it's going to get out. They're going to find out.
And this is why we would love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know who you are. In the NBA, voting is not anonymous. Yeah. So I would love for the WNBA to make the voting so we see who.
The WNBA is in the midst of another major controversy, and it could be the biggest of the year. Rumors are swirling around Alyssa Thomas, who is now suspected of casting the single vote that kept Caitlin Clark from becoming only the 5th unanimous Rookie of the Year in league history. How low can the drama go? After all the previous debates over fairness and discrimination, this latest twist has fans and analysts alike questioning the motives behind that one shocking vote. Could Caitlin Clark really be facing deliberate pushback within the WNBA?
And we all know what this really is. It's an attack on Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA is facing yet another explosive controversy, possibly the biggest of the year. Rumors are pointing to Alyssa Thomas, suspected of casting the lone vote that prevented Caitlin Clark from becoming just the 5th unanimous Rookie of the Year in league history. How deep does this drama go? After ongoing debates over fairness and bias, this latest development has fans and analysts questioning the motives behind that single, pivotal vote. Is Caitlin Clark being intentionally blocked within the league?
Love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know who you are. In the NBA, voting is not anonymous. Yeah. So I would love for the WNBA to make the voting so we see who put the votes.
It gets even more shocking. Alyssa Thomas, a seasoned WNBA veteran, cast her lone vote for Angel Reese over Caitlin Clark. But why? Perhaps it's tied to Reese's repeated claims that Clark's fans only support her because of her race. Convenient, isn't it? And now Thomas, a respected professional, appears to reinforce that narrative with her vote. This starts to look less like an objective assessment of talent and more like racial bias masquerading as judgment.
If you're the person who voted for Angel Reese, clearly I would think that you're aware of what the reaction may be. Would you put your name out there?
Alyssa, what's really going on here? Is this jealousy? Couldn't you handle a rookie like Caitlin Clark commanding the spotlight? So you cast your vote for Reese as a form of protest? For someone who constantly talks about fairness and integrity, your actions tell a very different story, one of insecurity.
Just broke records that were set by rookies. She broke records that were set by veterans in this league when they were double digits into their playing career. Caitlin Clark broke those records. For me, the individual performances of Caitlin were phenomenal.
You didn't just overlook Clark. You disrespected the entire league and every fan who's watched her break records left and right. If you're going to play favorites, at least have the guts to admit it, instead of hiding behind a fake moral high ground.
I don't care. I don't think Caitlin Clark's going to...
Let's be honest, Alyssa, you weren't being fair. You were letting personal bias take the wheel, and now the backlash is hitting hard. Your refusal to stay objective is casting a shadow over the league's integrity. If your goal was to support Reese, there should have been a solid reason, but there isn't one. Reese hasn't matched the stats, the impact, or the spotlight that Clark commands. This isn't about race or loyalty. It's about facts, performance, and talent. And Caitlin Clark has all of that in spades.
Years from now, do we go, yeah, but she wasn't a unanimous Rookie of the Year? I don't think we're going to care. I think that'll be the least of the awards that she wins that we'll be talking about. Yes.
But let's talk about your track record, Alyssa. Let's not pretend you've been some untouchable paragon of fairness. You've been outspoken about perceived slights and unfair treatment, especially when it benefited you. Now the tables have turned, and suddenly you're under scrutiny. People are whispering, questioning whether you were ever the neutral voter you claimed to be, or just another player twisting the narrative for your own gain. In the process, you've damaged your own credibility, all to defend a position that hardly anyone else supports. Interview 8. Your vote didn't send a message. It exposed insecurity and pettiness. Instead of supporting a colleague or upholding the principles you claim to value, you chose the low road. You've cast doubt over the integrity of the entire voting process. Now, fans and players alike are questioning whether the league's awards are even credible. This isn't a minor slip. It's a full-blown controversy. And Alyssa, you're at the center of it. Analysts like Andrea Carter and others are demanding greater transparency in voting, a polite way of asking, what were you thinking? You've ignited a conversation not about talent, but about fairness, bias, and trust. This goes beyond Clark or Ree. It's about whether voters like you can be relied upon to make impartial, responsible decisions.
Agree with it. I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close because I said the most important person in the league is Caitlin Clark and should be a top 5, if not, it should have been a top 3 MVP candidate. But I'm talking about value, and value, we can all have a different opinion on that. Her value on the floor, in the arena, in the league.
That's precisely why so many are questioning Alyssa's motives. This isn't really about who deserved the award. It's about Alyssa advancing her own agenda. Even more concerning, this controversy has fans and analysts asking if there's more behind that single vote. Is it personal, or is it part of a broader pattern of bias and influence? Let's be real. Alyssa Thomas has never held back when it comes to sharing her opinions on race and justice in basketball. She's the same player who raises alarms whenever it suits her agenda. But this vote? It reads more like another chapter in her "Look at Me" story. This isn't about personal grudges, Alyssa. This is the Rookie of the Year award, meant to celebrate talent, effort, and pure dominance on the court. And let's be honest, you can't look at Clark's stats and claim Angel Reese deserves it more. Unless, of course, you're trying to settle a petty vendetta.
Situations like that, you think it's probably something personal.
It should have been unanimous. There's no question about that. But Alyssa Thomas's vote for Angel Reese, music, set the internet on fire, sparking debates about envy, rivalry, and behind-the-scenes politics. Instead of celebrating Caitlin Clark's historic rookie season, the award is now mired in controversy. Fans, players, and analysts alike are questioning not just the vote, but the credibility of the entire process. While the WNBA stays silent, Alyssa's choice has cast a shadow over the league's integrity, strained team trust, and turned what should have been a celebration of Clark's talent into an unexpected scandal, all driven by her personal agenda.